Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to go and do something a little bit different. I know a lot of people do their EDC pocket knives and all that stuff is great, but I wanted to pick out the pocket knives that I carried within the last 15 years. Now I know 15 years seems like a long time, and it absolutely is, because you got to understand that what you did 15 years ago is not what you're doing today. Lifestyles have changed, people have changed, jobs have changed, that kind of thing. So I wanted to do something a little bit special, and what I had done is I went through my collection, and all these knives were purchased through me, so nothing was given to me. And within the last 15 years, I picked out the knife that stood out to me the most, that I carried the most, has the most sentimental value, has the most interest, and the reason why I carried it. So at the time of that job, or where I was in my life, or that point in my life, I wanted to take that knife, put it in my pocket, and remember all the memories that I've served with. Okay, so I'm going to go through each one of these knives. There's 10 knives on the table. I'm not going to get all the information correct, so if I don't get it correct, please don't hammer me down below. 15 years is a long time to be carrying your pocket EDC, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on my pocket knives or my tactical knives, clip pocket knives, whatever you want to call it. So if you want any of these knives, if they are still in production, it's going to be in the links down below. Please shop at my Amazon store because it helps support the channel, and of course please go to 3riverblades.com if you're interested in handmade knives. Alright guys, so the first one I'm going to say start within 2003, the Iraq War. Sorry for that terrible flip right there, but this does have a lot of crust and crud in it. I just want to let you guys know that the story behind this knife is very simple. We were getting deployed to Iraq. I was in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, which is a Marine Corps base, and I was at the Post Exchange, or PX as we like to call it. And I didn't have a pocket knife. A lot of guys carried Leathermans or Gerbers, and back then knife companies didn't procure a whole bunch of pocket knives or tactical knives to the troops. It just wasn't done. If you wanted something, you went to the Post Exchange and you bought it yourself. And I wanted the biggest folding knife that I could find, and this happens to be it. So this one is the CRKT M16-M14. It has a US patent number on it. I don't know if you can see it. And over here it has high risk environment, and you see right here the symbol is 1 asterisk. So it's 1 asterisk. I think that was like a theme or a company that was helping to promote these knives. Now this is a liner lock, and as you can see here, it's got plenty of wear. The clip on this probably wasn't the best. As you can see, it was all bowed out, because normally what happens is if you wear this clip on the inside of your pocket or the outside of your pocket, it will catch on something and then it'll bend the clip. So what normal people do is they go back and they just push it down and use a Gerber tool, and then try to wrench it back in there, which is what I did. Aluminum scales. I think this is an AUS 8 type of steel. I don't think it was anything great. Now they make great steels, but back then, 15 years ago, it wasn't about CPM steels. It wasn't crucible steel, S30V, none of that stuff. Nowadays they do make that, and I just want to give you an idea of, you see all this right here? This used to be a tanto point. That's how much I sharpened this knife. It's very difficult to sharpen two edges in the field with a sharpening stone. So what I just did is I just ground it off and just made it a semi-tanto or Japanese tanto instead of an American tanto knife. Excellent blade. It still works. Alright, it's still a little rough. It does come with a manual lock, and I think the idea behind the manual lock is so if you needed to use it as a self-defense weapon, you could lock it. It would help stabilize and lock the blade, and you can go to work if you need to stab somebody in the face. Now, I like this knife so much that when I got back, I purchased another one, of course in tan. This is what it's supposed to look like. Alright, so you can see the difference right there, where the tanto points don't exactly meet anymore. Excellent blade. They also did something which was like an ALS or an automatic lock system. On this one you can see it actually has a spring. So what you have to do is you have to take the auto safety lock off in order for you to close it. But when you deploy the knife, it automatically locks. It already has this lock in place. And I know, see, I can't even take it out of lock. I know, myself included, I didn't particularly like that. I wasn't a big fan of it. And I think CRKT learned its lesson because they don't sell that with the locks anymore. Also, these knives, the Kit Carson knives, have been improved. Nowadays, you're going to buy something like this. This is the new and improved M16. Alright, I got rid of serrations. I was not a big fan of serrations. This is coming with better steel. This model number right here is M1604KS, Kit Carson design. And it's a little bit slimmer. The pocket clip is tremendous. It's so much better than what it used to be. So you can see it's really beefed up, it's shortened, it's wider, so it doesn't get caught on anything. So I'm really a big fan of that. It has see-through scales, where in this one and the other one you can see right here the difference. Alright, see-through scales. So the liners inside were reduced in some way, so this makes it a lot lighter knife. And the studs, the thumb studs are a little bit smaller, but man, talk about a smaller and better and well designed knife. The lock is gone. I think people got extremely annoyed with the lock. Excellent. CRKT M16, that was 2003. That was my go to war knife, if you will. So I think it's an awesome knife. I think if you buy any of the versions, you will not do wrong. So excellent knife. The next knife is the ZT300. I think it's DLC coating. This is a Ken Onion design. S30V. It's even serialized. This is not G10, I don't believe, or it's actually it might be G10. I'm not sure, but this has a liner lock. I'm sorry, a frame lock. You are able to take the clip off and to move it. Yes, you can move it left or right. It actually has the holes for it. Excellent DLC coating. This is what I consider a heavy-duty combat tactical knife. It doesn't have a lot of reach on it, but what it has is a lot of weight, a lot of good jimping on top, on the back. It has that nice finger choil right here where you can really hold on to if you really need to go to work on somebody with it. Excellent, excellent knife. ZT does not make this knife anymore. This is the model ZT300, Ken Onion design. They do make other versions of this, and I think ZT makes 350. It's 350 design now. That's similar to this. It's not as weighty, but it does have G10. So it's a G10. It's a little bit lighter, and it's excellent, excellent knife. So I'll put the link down below. If you want to look for the ZT300, you're going to have to go to other channels. Maybe you can find one on eBay or one of those sites, because you know, it's going to have to be second party. There's no way it's not available anymore. But if you're able to procure one, I'm telling you, it's an excellent, excellent knife. Alright, so the next one, I went a little bit lighter. This is the Tenacious. This is Spyderco's Tenacious, and as you can see right there, it is that 8CR13 MOV, and I know everybody's going boo. Yeah, I know. If you are a steel snob, you are not gonna like this steel. But here's the thing: this knife is extremely affordable. Okay, this is what they call the low budget or low end knife. Excellent blade profile. I just resharpened it today, and I don't know if you can see all the wear and tear I had on there, a couple scuff marks here and there, but it's easy to sharpen. It is a liner lock. It has G10. I flipped around the pocket clip. The pocket clip was tip down. I like tip up. And again, you can go left, right, either pocket if you like. I've never had a problem with this knife. I've never had anybody say anything like, oh, that's too big, it's too big of a tactical knife. And for me personally, if I'm going to carry just a one knife option, I like to carry something that I could do multiple tasks. So if it's going to be, number one, a utility knife, something that I could use in my everyday. If I got to carry, you know, whatever it is, cutting rope, cutting seatbelt, cutting boxes, great, no problem. I love that. That's what it's for. It's a cutting tool that I could use every day. And if I need to, as a last ditch effort, and I need to defend myself, at least I have a nice sharp pointing object to defend myself with. Now, I'm not a knife fighter. I'm not advocating that you use a knife to defend yourself, but if you have nothing else, it's better than nothing else. So that's kind of the way I look at it. I never go into the woods. I never leave my house without putting a knife inside my pocket. Okay, so really excellent. It's not very expensive. I liked it so much that I actually got one in black. Okay, they come in different colors. Sometimes they have different scales. So this one is all black. This one is the silver and black. All right, they are made in China, so that's why you get that low cost. They come out of the box razor sharp, and if you're looking for an everyday carry, this is definitely one to carry, without a doubt. All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is my Recon Cold Steel Recon 1. Now, they make these in quite a few different sizes. This happens to be the Recon 1. They also make an XL, and I think they make one smaller. They also make one in a Tanto. This happens to be the Spear Point. They also make them in better steels. This happens to be an AUS 8. As you can see, this one was made in Taiwan. Alright, it doesn't have any liners. It's just a big slab of G10, and the pocket clip on these are brutal. So if you are a cold steel fan, you need to understand that this pocket clip is so tight when you first get it that every time you put it in and out of your jeans, you're going to rip them. So I had to do a little bit of work with my Leatherman just to give it a little bit of space, and it's not perfect. But this is a workhorse. It's about a 4-inch knife. It's spear point, hollow grind. I think this is a hollow grind. Yeah, it seems like a hollow grind or a saber grind. It's really hard to tell, but it holds a razor's edge. If you get it in the new steels, which is S30V, I believe, you can get different colorations. You can get the they have them in green and tan. Obviously, I think this is DLC coated as well. This has the triad lock, so this is supposed to be one of the strongest locks that you can get in the market today. As you can see, it is well worn, well used. This is all dirt from the field because, like I said, I don't mind this knife because it does everything I kind of want it to do. I can do any utility task I want. It has a 4-inch blade, so if I needed to, like I said, take down that dinosaur, take down that grizzly bear, then at least I have something other than my hands and a dream. So what I'm going to try to do is use something like this to do all my everyday tasks. It's extremely lightweight because it doesn't have any liners. Alright, everything is built into the knife without liners. So it's not extremely fast deploying. You can get better at it. Alright, so there you go. And it has a thumb stud on the other side as well, so if you are a lefty or a righty. And I think, yeah, you can change left to right, but it is a tip up only carry. Excellent knife. I highly recommend that. Alright, so as you can see, some of my knives are a little bit bigger. Sometimes I like to go a little bit smaller or medium size. This is the DPX. Now what I like about the DPX is this is what I call an all-around utility knife. It is made of D2 German steel. DPX is still in business. This is the Heist or Hest version. This is not cheap. This is about a $200 knife, and you can get them in green. You can get them in green scales, and I think they come in black scales. And this is supposed to be a knife multi-tool. Okay, I didn't know that when I got it, but I thought it was kind of cool once I found out all the features. So it does have a glass breaker in the back. This is a hex wrench, so you could put your whole knife over it. It is a frame lock design and you can adjust it, which is cool. It does have a bottle opener, and these are supposed to be wire strippers. So if you need to strip wire, maybe you're an electrician or work on cars, that kind of thing, great. The only thing I've ever had a problem with was sometimes this gets really sticky. So I don't know if they carburized the D2 steel with the liner, I'm sorry, with the lock, but sometimes when I flip it really hard, it is very difficult to move out of place. And if you don't have that finger strength, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But never had a problem with the clip. It is a deep pocket clip, as you can see there. And this is an excellent knife, and I've carried this for many years, at least 5 years straight I've carried this knife. Excellent knife, I really like that. Another one that fits that bill is Kershaw. This is the Kershaw Blur, and I used to have two of these. This one is the S30V, this is the Ken Onion design. This is S30V. Now they make these in different steels and in different colors. What I like about this is that it is a assisted open, so there is a spring in here which allows it to spring open. Now it's not considered an automatic knife, it's considered assisted open. It does have some gripping material here that is on the liners themselves, and you are able to reverse the clip if you need to. Now, like I said, I had one that was black and black, and it was an S30V. S30V is going to cost you a little bit more money. It costs about 60 bucks. S30V maybe 65, 70 bucks. But if you get the cheaper steels, then the knife will be cheaper. It comes in various colors, so if you want to get your wife or your girlfriend one, it comes with pink, and is also like a zombie green and a blue. So it all depends on what you like, but excellent knife. I carried this for a very long time. Not this one specifically, I carried the other one that was all black. And I can tell you right now, if this is the knife, this is the go-to knife. I would highly recommend anybody that asks me, hey, listen, what knife would you recommend as a folding knife? What I like about, other than the fact that it is a very good universal size, it's not overly scary for people that are living in communist states. The clips are reversible, and it's just nice. You can use it with either hand, which is great. And the idea behind this is that it's small enough that it's convenient to use. The grip texture is great, and of course, excellent steel. So it's a hit all around, and it's not that expensive. So this one is another Kershaw design. This is another Ken Onion, and as you can see, a lot of people. As you can see, I like a lot of Ken Onion designs. I don't know, maybe it was just one of those within the 15 years of my lifestyle. Maybe that's what popped up. But this is part of the Onion design. I think he also made the leek and the shallot and like all these other things. I don't know. I guess he was just into fruit that day, or vegetables, garden vegetables. But this is an awesome knife. You can just get some stats on this. So this is what's called the shallot pocket knife. Okay. Again, assisted open. I like their aluminum scale, so they're a little bit slick, but it's a liner lock. And just look at, it's awesome. It has every feature that you would want. It's very convenient. Again, unfortunately, these are no longer available. So the blade length on this is like 3.5. It's about 2.5 ounces. It's 410 stainless steel for the handle material, and it's Scanvic 14C28N stainless steel, and of course it's coated. Excellent blade. If you can't get this one, just get the leek. The leek you can get in multiple colors. They're about the same. The leek's going to be a little bit smaller, which is why I like this one. This one's no longer in production. I don't know why. The leek must have just took off. And if you are somebody that is maybe working in an office or that wears a suit all the time and you can't have one of these bigger options, this is an excellent knife. This is one of those knives that, you know, you could put in your suit pocket. No one will know it's there. It's ultra thin and really nice carry. I think I carried this in quite a few weddings. If I go to a wedding, this is probably the knife I'm going to carry. It's very thin, it's very streamlined, it's sharp, it has the auto assist, so really nice knife. Alright, the next one should come as no surprise. This is the let me get this right, Benchmade's Contigo 810 M4. So this is considered to be a combat tactical knife. It does have the reverse tanto, which adds to the tip's strength, which is really good. Access lock, which I'm always a big fan of. This thing is like on rails, so very easy, open to deploy. Does have a deep pocket clip. This nice grippy G10. Access lock, like I said, it's left-handed, right-handed open, very easy to deploy. They also make this knife in a fixed version, so if you needed a fixed version, they can make it like that as well. Benchmade makes really good stuff, and I carried this for a very long time. Now this is a bigger blade, so you have to check your knife laws, obviously. This one is made in CPM M4, okay? It's not a cheap knife. Benchmades are notorious for being expensive. The access lock works great. You're not going to be able to break that access lock. And it's just an overall tactical combat knife. It does, the blade length on it is a little bit more than 4 inches, so it's definitely made for combat or some type of tactics. But, you know, if you can't carry a gun, maybe carry a knife. I don't know. But, you know, ideally, this is just an awesome knife for your collection. If you are a police officer, military, or just somebody that loves knives, this is an excellent knife. And I'm really glad to have it in the collection. Now, the next one is also a Benchmade. And this one I got from military personnel. It is an AFO 2. This is an auto, and there are specific knife laws for people that can and cannot have automatic knives, so you got to check your laws. Like I said, I was in the military. This was given to me. Benchmade did something that was really awesome, is that Benchmade made a bunch of these and they gave them to the troops to go overseas, which was awesome. This one has a lock on it. Okay, so if you have a lock on it, it won't close. It's a little bit bulky. You can see the thickness there because these are all aluminum. They made it for quote-unquote mil spec, and this is supposed to be for armed forces guys only. Excellent. It has this little breaker in the back, pommel breaker. You can take this clip and it's reversible, both left and right. And the idea behind it is that it is an automatic knife, so if you needed a one-hand deployment, you can use it. It does have nice choil up here and some nice gripping capabilities. Excellent knife. The only thing I didn't like about it, it just seems like the blade is a little bit lazy, and I don't know if it's me or the way these knives were designed. Now, granted, it's an awesome knife. It's a AFO 2. I think they make them in different color scales. It does come with a MOLLE pouch, so that's where Benchmade was going with it. If you are a soldier or police officer, you put it inside a MOLLE pouch instead of clipping it to your pants pocket. Any way you wanted to carry it, it was completely up to you. But excellent overall blade. You can see I got quite some wear on it. They do make pocket clips for a lot of these knives. A lot of guys are now making pocket clips, but excellent blade. Excellent blade. So, lastly but not least, 2018. This is the knife I carried the most. All right, it is a ZT. Let's see. ZT560, it is a collaboration with Hinderer. This is an LMAX steel. Of course, now they make it with better steels, not LMAX. I believe this is titanium on this side, and this is some type of G10. You can change the pocket clips to top, bottom, left, right if you want. This is the knife that I use mostly, and I carry mostly. You can see that by the torque screw is missing because I use this knife so much. I must have sharpened it maybe twice. You can see there that I put my own edge on it. This thing is razor sharp. What I like about it is that for being such a big knife, it's actually very lightweight. Okay, so the liners are skeletonized. They're using light materials. LMAX steel is fine. I don't have a problem with LMAX steel. The titanium is great because it gives it a very light feel. And for me, again, if this is going to be a tactical knife, it does have this nice finger choil, which the flipper in itself turns into a guard, which is what I like. And ZT knives, if you haven't figured it out, are primarily made for the tactical person in mind. Okay, whether it's law enforcement or federal agents or military, you know, and they make very, very beefy knives, and that's one of the things that I like about them. This has a lanyard hole if you needed to. You can put a lanyard in there. But excellent, excellent, man. This is like the knife. Like, they still sell this on Amazon. Check the links down below. But man, what an awesome knife. What an awesome knife. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is 15 years of EDC pocket carry. Okay, now I didn't want to go into the individual everyday carry kind of thing, but this is 15 years of it. I've carried a lot of these knives over multiple months, maybe even years, and I gotta say, there's not one knife on this table that I still wouldn't carry today. Now, going forward, I still have a whole bunch of knives that I'm going to EDC and move out of my rotation, and of course these knives will take a back seat, but for 15 years, these are the knives that I carried. So I hope you really appreciate it. Put the comments down below. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Check out the links below. Go to threeriverblaze.com. And as always, be safe, guys. Thank you.